What's going on, everyone? So the San Antonio Spurs signed Jordan McLaughlin to a one-year deal. Kind of took everybody by surprise, right? Because it's like, okay, the last thing the Spurs need are guards. You got De'Aaron Fox, you got Dylan Harper, you got Stephon Castle, right? You got guys like Devin Vassell, who's better slotted in at the 2, right? You got, Keldon Johnson, who can slot in 2 or 3. Right? You got guys that can come in, slot in, and kind of play either guard spot for you. Right? And you would think after drafting a Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle last year, kind of giving him more playmaking, on-ball duties, especially once De'Aaron Fox ends up going out, right? Like, okay, well, wouldn't you want to kind of continue that? Wouldn't you want to kind of continue that path? And they very well might, right? Like, when De'Aaron Fox goes to the bench, question is, like, who's going to step in and play that kind of backup playmaking role? Okay, is it Dylan Harper? Possibly, right? But with Dylan Harper, the concerns are the playmaking. And him kind of looking through and getting tunnel vision, looking through a keyhole rather than the entire painting that is the basketball court, right? It was an issue he had in Rutgers, and it's something that we've seen in Summer League, right? It's not a knock. It's fine. He's a kid. He's a rookie. He's going to learn and grow and develop. Right? We want everybody to come out of college and be the best player in all of basketball. It doesn't work that way. Even Wemby didn't come out of college and was the best player in basketball. He was one of the best, but he was not the best. He still isn't the best, but he's working his way there. He's getting there, right? Everything's a process. Even Wemby had games where you're like, ooh, like, yeah, I probably want to have that back. And Dylan Harper will probably have games where we're all like, wow, that guy is going to be the best player in basketball in 3 years. And he's probably going to have games where it's like, ooh, he might be out of the league in 2, right? Like, it's just, that's usually how it goes with these young guys. But if you're the Spurs and you're trying to make some wins, you're trying to kind of, at least become a play-in team or a playoff team, you would want to have that, almost insurance for if a Dylan Harper, if a Stephon Castle aren't ready. Look, maybe Dylan Harper comes in. The only thing we have to go on is 2 summer league games and all of college, and it was kind of the same. But again, who knows as they get through training camp, as they get through, the regular season and preseason, all that stuff, how Dylan Harper will evolve as a playmaker. Maybe he will be looking to be more, passive at times and whatnot. Hey, I'm playing the backup role. I need to make sure I'm getting others involved, right? Where if he's in the starting unit, it's like, hey, be aggressive. We need you to be a bucket, right? Still make the occasional play, but be a bucket, right? Create that dribble penetration, get to the basket, score. Go get a 16 a night, something like that, right? But, you see guys a lot of times where it's like, okay, I don't have De'Aaron Fox that's making the plays and getting everyone set up. I have the ball now. I'm the guy that has to do that. So you'll see them at times kind of make that adjustment. So again, maybe Dylan Harper does that. Stephon Castle. Right? He had his moments of brilliance being that playmaker and being on ball. He had his struggles at times, right? Again, he was a rookie last year. There's going to be pros and cons. There's going to be ebbs and flows. He had games where you're just like, dude, again, this guy might be a top 5 player in the league in 5 years. And then he had games where he's like, ooh, this guy might be a role player, right? Like, it's how it goes. It's fine, right? But again, to what level is he able to take strides as that backup secondary playmaker? Right, because De'Aaron Fox is going to go to the bench at some point. Let's say he plays 30 minutes a night. It means there's going to be another 18 minutes a night where he isn't on the basketball court. Maybe even 20 on some nights. There's going to be nights where he gets the night off. Right, so you're going to need somebody that can come in and give you that stability and that playmaker role. You don't want to have somebody like Dylan Harper who he's just giving you 2 assists a night and he's just taking 20 shots a game. And now, Harrison Barnes and Victor Wembanyama and all these other guys are getting phased out. Right? You want somebody that has that balance. Talk about him compared to like Cade Cunningham, James Harden, SGA, those kind of guys. Yes, those guys can go get you 30 on any given night, but they also make plays, right? Like SGA, go get you 30, 31, but he's also getting you 6 to 8 assists, right? He's still making plays, getting others involved, keeping others engaged, right? Stephon Castle, same thing. Right? How is he as a playmaker? Is he going to be able to kind of keep, operate the pick and roll, do these things with Wemby, kind of get guys set up, kick out the shooters, be able to kind of have that balance? It'd be nice to have a guy in a Jordan McLaughlin who can come in if that doesn't work, right? Worst case scenario, it doesn't work, and that's fine. You can have Castle and Wemby play. Hey, just go be you out there, and you got that stable vet in a Jordan McLaughlin that can slot in, play that role, be that playmaker. Hey, let me get this offense rolling for us, right? That stabilizer. Then you need it, especially if you come playoff time, right? And you're actually trying to advance and win some games in the playoffs. Be nice to have a guy in a Jordan McLaughlin who can be that steady, that equalizer, right? Be the guy that can kind of calm and corral things a little bit. Like, hey, Because again, you're going to have guys like Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle that have not been in an NBA playoffs. Yes, these guys have been in NCAA tournaments, stuff like that, but you get in the NBA playoffs, the atmosphere, the environment, the physicality, everything about it is different, right? So you got a bunch of young kids that if you do make the playoffs or you do make the play-in, you might need that guy that can come in and, again, kind of keep order, keep balance in the force, right? Like, so to speak. I don't mind the signing, right? They still have 2 other roster spots. You look at this roster, they don't need much. It's not like, oh man, you need a bunch. Like, no, you don't need much. You're fine in that regard. So it's like bring in, like I talked about, the veteran pieces that can kind of give you some stability, that can help some of the young guys. Jordan McLaughlin, he's a guy that could sit there and work with, a Dylan Harper on the playmaking elements. He's a guy that can be that dirty work guy, be that hustle play guy, be the guy that, can help kind of get you into your actions. Right? Like, you need that. That's valuable over the course of a season and over the course of a playoffs, if the goal really is to make the playoffs, right? If the goal isn't to make the playoffs, then just let the kids be kids and let them just run wild. And you're going to have some terrible games. You're going to have some great games. Maybe you get lucky and make the play in, or maybe stumble face first in the playoffs. And look, that might be the Spurs plan. Maybe that's what the Spurs do. But at some point, you got to start making those strides in that progress. Right? So you have to find that balance in, hey, we have a very young, youthful team that we want to have experience, but we also want to win enough games to qualify and get in and, try to, shake things up a little bit. So what do? Yes, you have moments where it's like, okay, Dylan Harper, you're go time, get out there and cook. And yeah, he will be the playmaker and he will be the guy and he will get those opportunities, right? But now it's the 4th quarter, Darren Fox is in foul trouble, right? And it's like, hey, do we want to win this game, or do we want to trust that? Okay, let's throw Jordan McLaughlin out there, let him kind of do his thing and maybe give us some stability. Maybe you win that game or 2, right? Again, it's just, you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. It's better to have McLaughlin and not need him than need him and not have him. And it's like, man, Dylan Harper's just not ready to run the offense, or Stephon Castle's still not there yet, right? Like, again, you want to have that guy that can come in, slot in, kind of play that role. But I've seen a lot of just comments, even still, right? Because I made the video like a week or so ago, and I still get comments, randomly of like, why Jordan McLaughlin? Like, that's just such a weird signing. Or people like breaking down kind of the offseason so far, and they're like, I don't understand the Jordan McLaughlin thing. So, and that's kind of my reason. Obviously, again, I'm not talking to Brian Wright. I'm not talking to Pop or anything. Like, I don't know. I'm just going on the assessment of like what makes the most sense. And it's that you got a bunch of young kids. It'd be nice to have that veteran kind of, again, stabilizer that can come in, slot in, play the role for you, kind of keep things in order. I think that that's very valuable and important. But we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Join the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.